Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to ED. Now we'll continue the chapter second unit to deer. Okay. Now I had stopped here. Could not one of the soldiers perhaps be got to do it in a rough and homely fashion? Now, simple. What they were discussing about the execution of the criminal, right? Now, the minister is asking the general, the head of the army, call upon a soldier from your side, and you can kill him in a rough and a homely fashion. Now, let's see what the general is saying. The general was called and was asked, can't you find a soldier who could cut the man's head off? Okay, now minister is asking to the general, the head of the army. In war, they don't mind killing people, right? In war, they won't mind only. Soldiers will not mind killing the enemies, right? So they can kill the prisoner, right? This is These lines were told by the ministers of Monaco to the general of Monaco, army head. In fact, that is what they are trained for. Correct? That is what they are trained for, right? Now, so the general talked it over with the soldiers. So what general did? What general did? He went to the soldiers and now he's saying whether one of them would not undertake the job, but none of the soldiers would do it. What they're saying, none of the soldiers would do it. No, they said, means soldiers. They means soldiers. What they're saying, no, we don't know how to do it. It is not a thing we had been taught. The soldiers are saying that it is not taught for us. Isn't it funny that a soldier can go and kill enemy in a very easy way, right? But he don't know to cut the head head of a criminal. He's saying that he was not got any training regarding that. The soldiers were saying that they did not get any training regarding that. They were not taught of cutting the man's head off. Now let's see what was to be done. Again, the ministers considered and reconsidered. Now the ministers are uh, organizing meeting over meeting only for one thing, to execute the prisoner, the murderer. It is a waste of time, right? Let's see what's going to happen. They assembled a commission, a committee, and a subcommittee, and at last they decided that the best thing would be to alter the death sentence to one of imprisonment of life. Very simple. So at starting, what they had done, they had told, see, I'll show you. At starting, what they had told, to head cut off as the law directs. Even the prince told, if the fellow must be executed, execute him. Now the court had taken the judgment. Now they're changing the judgment. This shows how careless, how the ministers are in the government, right? How hopeless ministers will be in the government. Now they are saying that from death sentence we will change into imprisonment of life, till life, till his life ends, will keep in prison. They are saying, who? The ministers of Monaco. This was an this would enable the prince to show his mercy and would come cheaper. Now ministers, what they're saying, that if we do in such a way, the prince will be shown as if he is very merciful prince, and it would come cheaper at less cost. See, they were calculating about 16,000 of France and 12,000 from Italy, right? Now they are saying that if we put him in prison, it will be cheaper. Let's see whether it will be cheaper, okay? Now the next paragraph. The prince agreed to this. The prince is agreeing to whatever the ministers are saying. Very bad, right? Now, and so the matter was arranged. The only hitch now was that there was no suitable prison for a man sentenced for life. Very funny, I told you, right? This is very funny how hopeless ministers will be in the government. Now they gave judgment. Judgment was changed from death sentence to imprisonment of life without knowing that there should be a jail for the prisoner, right? The problem is that there is no suitable prison for the man sentenced for life. Very funny, right? Let's see. There was a small lockup where people were sometimes kept temporarily, but there was no strong prison fit for permanent use. Now, there was a jail, but they were using for temporary purpose. There was no permanent kind of jail. Without knowing, without getting this information, the judgment was given. It is waste of money, waste of time of government, right? Okay, let's see. However, they managed to find a place that would do, and they put a young fellow there. Who is this young fellow? The criminal, okay? Young fellow is the criminal. There, and placed a guard over him. The guard had to watch the criminal. So, however, they managed a place like a jail and put the criminal in the jail, and a watchman also, a guard also was there to look after him, and had also to fetch his food from the palace kitchen. Understand, palace kitchen food will be so tasty, so royal, right? So the criminal was getting such food. Okay, now we'll see more drama what all will be in this story. Okay, now the prisoner remained there month after month till a year had passed. So there means jail. The prisoner remained there means in jail, which the ministers had decided, right? So there, month after month, a year passed, complete year passed. He was in jail. But when a year had passed, the kinglet, looking over account of his income and expenditure one day, noticed a new item of expenditure. Now, a year passed, a financial year statement the prince is seeing. In that statement, he saw a new expenditure. Income and expenditure will be there, no? In expenditure list, one new item was there. What was that? Let's see. This was for the keep of the criminal. Nor was it a small item either. It was not a small item. Let's see how much it was charged for an year. There was a special guard, correct? There was a guard watchman for that criminal, right? And there was also man's food from palace kitchen means the food will be standard and expensive also. It came to more than 600 francs a year. So 1 year the maintenance charges for the criminal was 600 francs. And the worst of it was that the fellow was still young and healthy. He was still young and healthy. Understand, here also they have given the young fellow, right? He was young and healthy and might live for 50 years. So 50 years and 600 francs means it will be around 30,000 till he died, right? It will be around 30,000 till he died. Now, King is thinking 30,000 francs is really a big amount. Let's see what's going to happen. When one came to a reckon it up, reckon it up means calculate. If he's calculating, if some person is calculating, the matter was serious. It was really serious, right? He's young and he's going to live 50 years more. So it is a serious matter. It would never do. So the prince summoned his ministers and said them. Now the prince, what he did, he called all for a meeting. All the ministers he called up for a meeting. Okay, in meeting, you must find some cheaper way for dealing with this rascal. Means king is saying, you all the ministers must find a cheaper way for dealing the rascal. Rascal is none other than the criminal. Okay, the present plan is too expensive. He saw the income and expenditure, right? A new item of expenditure was there. So he found out that it's too expensive because it is coming up to 600 francs per year, and the criminal might live for 50 years more, correct? And the ministers met and considered and reconsidered till one of them said, gentlemen, in my opinion, we must dismiss the guard. So one minister, what he's saying in the meeting, that the watchman must be removed. Now, but then rejoined another minister. What he's saying, the fellow will run away. If watchman is not there, the criminal he'll run away. Now the other person, well said the first speaker, let him run away and be hanged to him. Now be hanged to him means let him go away, and he will be his own responsibility, and we will not have any expenses to spare, and it will be a cheaper way of dealing with that rascal, with that criminal. So they reported the result for their deliberation to the kinglet, means their discussion. Deliberation means this all discussion what happened with the ministers, that they told to the king. Now king, again whatever they say, the king will say yes, he agreed with them. Again the guard was dismissed. So the watchman who was uh, watching the criminal and fetching food from the palace kitchen, he was dismissed, and they waited to see what would happen. All that happened was that at dinner time, understand, at dinner time the criminal came out, and not finding his guard, he went to the prince's kitchen to fetch his own dinner. What did he do? Instead of running, he came out. He did not find his guard. He went to kitchen and bought his food. He took what he was given, returned to the prison, shut the door himself, and stayed inside. He did not run. Why? He's getting special food from the palace kitchen, right? Why would he run? He was getting free food, right? He did not run. He took what he was given, returned to the prison, shut the door on himself, and stayed inside. He did not run. Next day, the same thing occurred. He went for his food at a proper time, means exact food, lunchtime he went. But as for running away, he did not show at least sign of it. What was to be done? He did not show any sign of running. So ministers, they are saying what must be done. They considered the matter again. They means the ministers of Monaco. They considered the matter again. So we shall have to tell him straight out, said they. They means again the ministers. What they're saying, we have to talk him directly, talk the criminal directly. They that we do not want to keep him. So the Minister of Justice had him brought before him. Now they called up the criminal and they're talking. Why do you not run away? Said the minister. Minister is asking to the criminal, why don't you run away? There is no guard to keep you. You can go where you like and the prince will not mind. So the minister is saying, you can go anywhere, wherever you want, and prince also will not mind. Now let's see what the criminal will say. Now criminal is saying, I dare say the prince would not mind, replied the man. He know, the criminal know prince will not mind, because he know that he's getting free food, everything, and expenses also are there. If I run away, that will definitely not mind for the prince. He know that. But now what he's saying, but I have nowhere to go. What can I do? He's saying that I don't want to go anywhere. What can I do? You have ruined my character by your sentence, and people will turn back on me. He's saying that, see, you have sentenced, you have told me I am a murderer. If I go back, the people will do whatever they want to me. They may kill me, the criminal is saying. Besides, I have got out of the way of working. Means he have forgot how to work. You have treated me badly. It is not fair. So he's saying that, the criminal is saying that he was not treated him, the ministers, the Monaco ministers did not treat the criminal very good. They treated him very bad. How is it bad? I don't know. He was eating the food from palace kitchen, right? Okay. In the first place, when once you sentence me to death, you ought to have executed me, but you did not do it. Simple. What they're saying, what the criminal is saying. See, you had given the judgment that I must be executed, but you did not do that. Okay, clear? Now, that is one thing. I did not complain about that. He's saying that, okay, I did not complain anything about that. Then you sentence me to imprisonment of life and put a guard to bring me my food. But after a time, you took him away again, and I had to fetch my food, my own food. Again, I did not complain. What is saying that, see, whatever you're saying, whatever judgment you're giving, I'm not complaining. See, you had given judgment of lifetime imprisonment, right? Even though I did not complain. Now the guard was there who was bringing me food every day, and you removed that guard also. Now I did not complain even for that. So the criminal is saying in that way. But now you actually want me to go away. I can't agree to that. You may do as you like, but I won't go away. Now the criminal is clearly saying that he is not ready to go. Clear till here? Isn't it a really funny story how it shows the carelessness of the ministers and the king, right? It is a waste of money, right? Paying the tax paid money to such criminals. Why? Due to the unsuccessful thoughts of the ministers, not a wise thinking of the ministers. Clear? Now, next paragraph. What was to be done? Again, the ministers are wasting time. They're thinking. Once more, the council was summoned. Again, there was a meeting. What course could they adopt? The man would not go. They reflected and considered. The only way to get rid of him was to offer him a pension. Now, what a decision was taken. Now, a criminal is getting a pension. Nowadays, government job holders, those people only will not get pension. Now, in this Monaco kingdom, the ministers who are in charge to run the government, they are giving pension to a criminal. Understand how foolish a government can be by paying pension, a monthly pension to a criminal. Isn't it a big failure for the government? Correct? So that is why Leo Tolstoy have has written this chapter, so that we can understand and learn from it. Okay, we'll see what's next. And so they reported to the prince. Now, what did they report to the prince? so that they give monthly pension to the criminal. And what ministers are saying? There is nothing else for it. We must get rid of him somehow, said they. Means the minister are saying we must get rid of him somehow. Somehow means whatever it may be, we must get rid of him. The sum fixed. Now the pension amount I'm saying, the sum fixed was 600 francs. Now, can you remember 600 francs per year was the charge when he was in a jail? When the criminal was in jail. Now he is outside the jail completely free, and again he's getting 600 francs. Such a failure of this minister's judgment, such a failure of a government, right? Now let's see. And this was announced to the prisoner. What? 600 francs will give? Now you can go. This was told by the ministers to the prisoner. Now let's see what prisoner will say. Well, said he. What the prisoner is saying? Well, I don't mind so long as you undertake to pay it regularly. On that condition, I am willing to go. Now what he's saying, only on one condition I'll go. You must pay the pension regularly. To the ministers, a criminal is saying, putting a condition that I'll go out of jail only on one condition, you should give 600 francs. Clear till here? So the matter was settled. He received one third of his annuity in advance and left the king's dominions. So what he did? He received 200 francs, one third of his annuity. His annual pension was 600, right? So one third means 200 francs. That is one third of his annuity he took and went outside the king's of dominions. It was only a quarter of an hour by rail, and he emigrated and settled just across the frontier. Means quarter of an hour means 15 minutes. 15 minutes from there he went and got down at the frontiers, means at the border, where he bought a bit of land. Means he purchased a land. Understand this, he purchased a land. A criminal purchased a land, started market and gardening, and now lives comfortably. Now he's living comfortably by owning a land, doing marketing and gardening, and he is comfortable. A criminal, and government is paying for that. What a failure of government. Okay, he always goes at the proper time to draw his pension. Having received it, he goes to the gaming table, stakes 2 or 3 francs, sometimes win and sometimes loses, and then returns home. He lives peaceably and well. Simple. He's enjoying life. Understood? He'll go on time to get his pension. After that, he'll go to gaming house. He'll put some money, 2 to 3 francs. Sometimes he'll win, sometimes he'll lose, and then he'll return home. Then he's enjoying his life. Such a great criminal, right? So understand this last sentence, how Count Leo Tolstoy has made fun of the government. Understand this line, okay? It is a good thing that he did not commit his crime in a country where they do not grudge expense to cut a man's head off or to keep him in prison for life. Means he is saying such a shame for whom? For the Monaco government. Why? They did not they did not find success in punishing a criminal. Instead, he's outside enjoying the life. He is enjoying the life and living life comfortably. Understand? So, this was the lesson from Leo Tolstoy. Wasn't it funny? Correct? Okay. Now, we'll end up this chapter here. So if you guys have any doubt regarding this unit, you can ask it in the comment section. And if you like my video, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel. Meet you guys in my next video. Thank you.